Hi girls. I'm at the Marston's Mills Herring Run. I had some free time on my hands and I just pulled over to make a video at a place I used to hang out when I was a young child. I wanted to talk about song 3 with you. We're getting to the end of the season, and I know you guys are busy lives, but I love that you're in yoga teacher training for your 200 hours, and I support you and love you so much. In my experience, I think if you had a yoga flow underneath your belt and then did some of this schooling, you could really relate to it a little bit more. So I thought, why not just show you all of the yoga that we do in class. So for the third song, we are getting down to the mat now. And then in yoga, we want to move our spine in the 6 different ways. That's forward, back, side, side, twist, twist, right? We do that. Most yoga classes have all of those elements. And then, sometimes we'll be face down and up and then on our knees, inverted, all of those different ways. So with our type of class where your eyes are really being stimulated by everything, you're not going to be face down too much. So I stick this in the beginning, and I feel like I trick people a lot in my classes, but the thing is, I'm just lovingly encouraging a full practice. So before they know what's going on, before the beasts have been released, we go down to our child's pose. So child's pose is typically your knees would be together and you would walk out. I'm in a very small space right here. Literally, the pond is right there. And there's no sidewalk or anything like that. So coming down and dropping your head. That's a lot for people, especially if you have extra stuff here or, you're not that flexible. So we're teaching to gentle yoga beginners, but I'm trying to not say beginners anymore because a lot of people that do my yoga are absolutely not beginners. It's just a gentle yoga. So if you want to adopt that term, I think I'm working on it myself. So I do a wide leg child's pose. Knees, I prompt to be as wide as the mat. Big toes come together. And then your sit bones and your hips going back, walking forward. So maybe full pose would be forehead to the ground. Inhale and exhale. But also offer people to just walking like this. This might be enough. I'm going to turn sideways. So, this might be enough for people either way. Right? So as long as they're going to their own edge, right before it hurts, pushing yourself a bit, but not to where it hurts. As long as they're at their edge, this is fine. That you can offer to go down on your forearms. This puts, if they ever have wrist issues or anything like that too, always on your forearms, puts a little more pressure on your shoulders, but it's a good alternative. And you can drop your head here. Again, go all the way down. Either way, child's pose. We relax in child's pose for a little bit. Then right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand to the side of the mat. Right hand goes on top. And we settle back down, so we have a nice stretch through our right ribs. We're stretching to the left, a nice stretch through the right ribs. Heavy right hip, let it relax down, relax into this twist, this stretch. And then on your inhale, you're gonna offer to come back up. Depending on how you're feeling, you can go through the middle again. So do center, or you can go right hand on right side, left hand on top, and settle on down, dropping your head. Stretching through the ribs, heavy left hip. Inhale and exhale. And come up and do the center again if you want. I wanted to just tell you a little bit what that kind of looks like. Forget what this is called if you can see the way that my hands are. Or you cross your fingers actually. So if you were up like this, everybody doesn't go to their ears, maybe you're here. Sundial, that's what this is. So you can do sundial standing, sitting like I am. And this is basically what we're doing, but we're sliding on the mat to do it, and we're taking advantage of of not being distracted by what's going on in class, because nothing's been let out of their cage yet, but you're getting that down, face down. Anyways, to the left. Inhale, exhale. So that's basically what we're doing on the mat. Just showing that to you. Gently down. And so by now, the goats are released, so everybody's like looking around. So I go into this first time being in tabletop. It's a nice level to be at, right, with the goats, of course. And I bring in cat-cow here. Cat-cow is not my favorite thing, but it's so popular and everyone does it. Actually, I kind of think that cow hurts my back, and I don't even have back issues. So I don't have the music for this song because I'm on the side of the road and I need two phones to have music and record for some reason because I'm old-ish. Anyways, we come into tabletop. Tabletop can be different for a lot of different people. I totally can't get sideways. So ideally, if you just plop your hands down, that is where they should be. And then you shift your shoulders over your wrists, roll your shoulders back a little bit, bend elbows a bit, and your knees should be under your hips. So we're getting into tabletop. And so I get in tabletop, then I show them cat pose. So Halloween cat, you're tucking your pelvis. You can say looking towards your navel, dropping your head. Halloween cat. And then slowly dropping your belly, shoulders come back, chin comes up, cow pose. So inhale cat and exhale cow. Funny thing about cat and cow pose, I inhale on cat and exhale on cow. I have seen it done both ways. I've seen people talk about it being done both ways. So see what way works for you. See what they're saying in school. Like everything, as long as you're breathing, we try to put big rules around things. Oh, you have to inhale here and exhale there. I don't know, breathe. It makes sure it feels good to your body, right? So we're introducing them to cat-cow. Then we're saying, this is a great position. Tabletop is a great position to be in. The goats might jump on your back. And I say, I'm going to remind them, tabletop is not cat and it's not cow. We want to think of a nice straight back for the goats to jump on. We can think of our navel going towards our spine. People don't love that cue in the yoga world, but also I'm teaching to the general public, and I'm teaching things that make them feel comfortable. I'm not teaching to a bunch of teachers that are going to judge me about the words that I use. I think it preps I'm going to say beginner yoga person nicely to say, bring your belly button, your navel to your spine to make that flat back for the situation that we need a flat back for, which is a 30-pound goat jumping on your back. So I go into cat-cow tabletop. Remind people if they have wrist issues, this is pretty tough for your wrists. Maybe I can do that. No, I can't. Yeah, well, you know what wrists are. It's funny. Okay, we'll just go like this. They can come up on their fists. Instead, when we're in tabletop, let's have our wrists. Ah, look at that, Tanya. Okay, our wrists down for tabletop. Fists, our fists down for tabletop. Instead of using our wrists, which we can go like this. You can go like this. I don't hate this, but I move my wrists every day. So that way. On your fists. I think that people's wrists do get hurt if they are a beginner, actual beginning student, never do yoga. And then the other thing, which I love, it's a little bit harder, but if you need your wrists, it's back down to the forearms. So you're just in tabletop with your forearms, and you have way more support because your whole forearm is being used. The weight is in your shoulders if someone was to perch on your back. Yeah. So I will throw this in right here. I might say we're going to go into our first inversion, depending on how the class is going. Like if they're really giggly or if nothing's happening, just read the class. But I might go into, say it's your first inversion. And so you can be in tabletop. Curl your toes under. Push your hips towards the sky. That can be their first down dog. Also, wrist people will come down on your forearms. Curl your toes under. Push your hips up. This is dolphin pose. I love a dolphin pose. Push it on up. Inhale and exhale. Encourage them to move their feet. Where's my feet? Walking your feet like this. Walk the dolphin. Walk the dog. Three-legged dolphin. Ooh, dog. Oh, it's slippery. Okay. So anyways, I'm just talking about the second song. This is a very long one, but I wanted to start talking to you because we're getting down to the mat and doing stuff. I think I'm actually gonna do one more thing. So we have the tabletop that we're doing, and so you can do two things. Hey, how are you? Just inspired, so making a little video. So we do some nice movement in our hips and then in our shoulder blades. So you put the extending that right foot. Somebody just came down and saw me on the side of the pond. Leg is out to the side. This is totally a deep stretch for a lot of people, and this is totally enough to stay in if you can even get here. This is tough. This is probably the hardest move of the whole class. I would say, in my opinion, this is the hardest move. And I have named this move Rainbow Kick. Not the rainbow kick, just the stretching here. Sorry, people can go back into Child's if they want to. I love it. It feels so good to me. But so taking your right foot, inhale, lifting up and crossing your left foot, touching down with the ball of your foot to the left side of the left foot. And then looking over your left shoulder, relaxing your right hip. Oh, relaxing that right hip. And then inhale, lifting it again and bringing it out to the side. So inhale, it's like a kick and then back. So I'm just like moving my hips and foot. If you use your gaze looking at the foot and going back, looking at the foot. Okay, to match with that, we thread the needle. For threading the needle, shifting weight over to one hand, opening up and move back. Opening up with this side and exhaling, just coming to grab the shoulder. So we offer a moving needle because that's easier for most people and that's enough. Of course, a standard thread the needle is up and then dropping your shoulder down, maybe lifting a leg up even, but we're not going to teach that. We're just going to do the moving. So we do both those things. Other side, extend the left leg goes up and over. You look over your right shoulder, release the left hip, look over the right shoulder, inhale, look over to the left, exhale. So moving that, seeing where the class is at that time. And then again, coming back to tabletop, shifting weight over to the right, opening up the left, and threading your needle, the moving needle. If they choose to do the standard needle or typical needle and dropping your shoulder, they would not move. They would just stay there. And again, reading the class, come up into your down dog one more time, just to try that out. Oh, yikes. And then I usually end this third song, because we did a lot of inversions, with the first wrist roll. Wrist roll and ankle rolls should be done each day. 6 movements of the spine. Kind of think about those every day. Practicing your balance is always awesome. So that's the third song. This is long, 16 minutes. I love you. Talk to you soon.